Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Concerts with the Crew.
I almost said two boys, one brain.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know what I was announcing for a second.
It's a weird week. It's a weird week.
Yeah, it is.
Normally, this would be the unadulterated amateurs,
Yep.
but time constraints.
Yes.
We weren't able to do it Tuesday. Kiddos weren't feeling good, so
Yep.
pushed her off to today, which is why this didn't get uploaded on time. Yeah. Happens. It happens. And
Life's a struggle.
we did the first day, Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
We taped for the or videoed for the first podcast of Riot Fest Day 1. And the reason we didn't do any more is it kind of slowed us down a lot.
Yeah.
And we were exhausted when we got back. We were not feeling that.
Yeah, and
We missed bands because
we didn't make it to.
Don't even get me
We
started.
didn't make it back till what? 2:10 for the shows.
Yeah, because okay, so we decided, you know what, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to film it Saturday morning. So we
Right.
did that. We filmed it, and our buddy had gone to meet one of their friends, which is fine.
Yeah.
He beat us to the restaurant.
Right.
We met up at a restaurant, and that took a little while. So we were running close on time already, and then Nick wasn't feeling real well either. I don't think at that point, or starting to.
He was starting to.
So we were a little slow getting there, and we missed out on No Trigger, which just makes me so sad.
Yeah. That was one you were really big on.
I was
really wanting to get there by one.
That was one of the big ones I wanted. I mean, it is what it is. It's not his fault. It's not. It kind of happened. Especially when you're at festivals and you're exhausted and
did not expect Friday to be as wild as it was either.
not a little bit. Not even a little bit.
No. Normally, I expect some kind of wild, some kind of,
It was.
energy-consuming day, but nothing like that.
We didn't hold back like we did last. Well, I mean, last year we hit a lot of bands, but we did not get up in the shit.
Yeah.
And we got up in the shit this time.
Oh, we didn't stop.
No, we did not. So we missed No Trigger, which was depressing, but it is what it is. Bully was the other one I wanted to catch because I had read articles about them being really good.
And we caught about 15 minutes of that.
2 songs.
Was it 2
It was
songs?
just 2 songs.
Okay.
We walked
So
up.
about
She
10
played
minutes
one
or so?
song, and then she ended her set with a cover song. So we caught 2 of those. And then where do we go from there?
From there, after Bully, we made our way to Fear.
Fear. That's right. We saw half a set of Fear, probably. Maybe a little less.
Little less, I'd say.
Yeah, and that was interesting. I had tried listening to them prior to this, and it wasn't exactly my style. I think it's an older punk band, but I don't really know.
Their bassist was the highlight of their show for me.
I mean, I thought the old guy singing was pretty funny because I mean, like he was like old. Like you know what I mean? Like it wasn't. It was. He didn't. He sound like obviously you probably didn't like his vocals.
Well, I mean, I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
But in a concert setting,
Yeah.
I deal with that stuff because
Yeah.
vocals are going to be off.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean his vocals honestly sounded pretty good for how old he was, for sure. And I mean it sounded to me almost identical to the studio stuff. But we watched probably close to half that set, and then I believe that was when Nick started not to feel good again.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I believe so.
Or pretty close in there.
Yeah,
yeah. Because then we went and sat down. We went and sat down on a little spot, a little hideout, and which we'll get to that fun later.
And then we made it over to the Rebel stage, which was over that way for Bridge City Centers.
Bridge City Centers, which were pretty. They sounded great.
Yeah,
Bridge City Center sounded great. I knew this was my wild card. This is where I wanted. Nick didn't know him. My brother didn't know him. You didn't know him.
right.
And I thought it'd be hilarious just springing this on you. I only know a song or 2.
Yeah,
and I surprised myself.
Well, their opening was quite something.
Yeah, they started off with like 666.
It was 1, 2, 3, 6, 6, 6.
Yeah,
go.
And I was like,
okay, here we go.
yeah.
And the worst part is, I mean, it's being played with banjos and
Oh yeah,
all that stuff. I'm like, what? I'm so confused.
Like, what is happening? Yeah, and then, then it was like the second song, and they're like, "Hail Satan." There's something like that. And my buddy and my brother both turned up looking at me. I was like, I don't know. It was funny. That's for sure. Yeah, it was a little dark for sure, but it was also pretty.
It was definitely entertaining.
It was entertaining for sure. Yeah, and they sounded great. They really did for that style of music.
And their singer, the way she looked at the crowd,
she had that evil.
Was like
a smile.
Oh, you're playing this to a T.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah, they did good with that for sure. So the stage presence was pretty good there.
Absolutely.
The sound was good. There was a pit to that, which I don't know how you pit to that, but it was funny to watch.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
And they were going pretty well too.
They were going pretty ham.
Especially for being, because it wasn't really like a tight crowd over there.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
I guess it's good. Did you see we posted that Jimmy Eat World video today?
I didn't
of
see
us
that,
in the pit, circle pit.
Yeah.
And then people were talking shit that we're like, it's a Jimmy Eat World concert. Why it's not even a pit? If you're a festival goer, you know everything's a pit.
Yeah.
Anything. I pit to stand. What is it? Stained. It's been a while. Like so, you can pit to that. You can pit to anything.
Well, my big thing was like during the Jimmy Eat World one, so this festival is the first time I really got into any of the circle pits.
Yeah.
Never really dealt with too many of those.
You didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. Now that I think about it, you haven't.
Yeah. So I'm running around, singing along with the songs. And then this guy next to me just singing along. And we kind of lock eyes for a second. And I'm like, this is odd. I don't know you. But all right, let's go.
Yeah, so I mean, the circle pits can get pretty. Slayer. I saw Slayer, and they had a giant circle pit. And it was like, you're standing on that white plastic. And it was just beer covered.
Yeah.
And it was people dropping every 5 seconds, and then people falling over them. And so, I mean, I've been in some brutal pits, but I'm like, if everyone knows if you go to a festival, it doesn't matter what band you're going to see. There's a chance, like for example, Jimmy Eat World's a good example. Yeah. There was no pits when I saw them live. There was no crowd surfing. There were just people singing along. And then
the festival, it was constant.
check. Yeah, and I think that is why festivals, in my opinion, are the best way to introduce someone to music.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you're like, oh, you're not into punk. Let's go to a festival.
Introduce them to live music.
No, I mean like for example, my brother's not into punk at all.
Right. Yeah.
So we saw the Descendants.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Bad Religion, and the energy. They're like, oh, this is awesome. And then
your brother was telling me that he doesn't feel like he would want to see, listen to it casually.
Yeah.
But he said in that setting, it's a lot of fun because it's quick, fast, in a hurry.
Well, I told him, yeah.
But
sorry. Go back to.
But those circle pits are fun because you're still hitting each other. Like you're still bouncing off each other. It's not like it's any less physical or intense. It's just going in a circle the whole time.
Yeah, what's intense is where it's a heavy band doing that, and then you fall, and then you're getting trampled.
Yeah,
that's where it sucks.
I do like the center though.
So, yeah, that's
the center's a great spot to
easy
be.
Escape. Yeah, you just stand there on a little island.
Yeah.
We sat down after Bridge City Centers again, I believe.
Yeah, for a short bit.
Because he was not feeling good at all, and then we were just kind of exhausted. We went and got food.
Yeah.
Because Alexis on Fire, they were playing on a stage. We saw a song or two of them, and we saw actually 7 seconds. I saw 7 seconds play a song.
Yeah.
One that we reacted to, actually.
Yeah, because we got over to Youngblood, and we saw 7 Seconds song from the other stage.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So he felt a little bit better from there. So we went, and he's like, I think maybe it's, low sugar or something. He ate some ice cream, felt a little better. We went to Youngblood, and we saw Youngblood from the opposite stage. Yeah. We missed a lot of good bands because, for example, Get Up Kids, I wanted to see those, and I wanted to see the Menzingers, but the problems were the Get Up Kids we were hurting during. Yep. And I was like, hey, let's rest. That's not a big deal. The Menzingers, I didn't want to see them and then miss a good spot at Bad Religion.
Yeah.
So even when we saw Youngblood, we were seeing it from the stage next to it.
So we went over to the stage Bad Religion was on.
Yep.
And Youngblood was playing on the other stage, and so much energy.
So much energy. So much fun, too.
Yeah.
They
pulled out a guy he called his brother. I'm not sure if it's actually his brother or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But pulls him out for
the MGK part, right?
Yep. And they were just having a blast running and jumping. It was a lot of fun for that.
And then they also had a bunch of people at the end there.
Yeah, when he walks back over to the corner of the stage and just starts waving his arms to come out. And there's this group of like, I don't know, what would you say, 10, 12 people?
Yeah, something like that.
Just came out and started dancing around, pulling out their phones and recording things. It was just like a party on stage.
Yeah, they were just having a blast up there.
Yeah.
My only complaint with Youngblood, my only complaint was they cut their set 10 minutes short.
They cut their set 10 minutes short, and the control of the crowd, though, during the time he was on stage, was he's like, we're jumping now, and then everybody's jumping.
Yeah, he definitely had that old school crowd interaction going for him, and then, which it worked out really well.
But yeah, I will agree. So Youngblood had an hour set, and I think he went for 45, 50 minutes, and then just out. And then we're just standing there waiting for the Bad Religion set for 20 minutes.
Oh, and we did see the protest thing too, which was
yes.
Which I can't remember what the hell it was called. That was interesting. To back it up a little bit, the oh my gosh, I can't remember.
Oh, the dance team.
Yeah, they had a choreographed
dance routine that was Ukrainian.
Yeah, Ukrainian. Yeah, and there's like first and second generational. Didn't they say or something like that?
They said it's a transgenerational.
Transgenerational. That's right.
So it's been what's it called? A tradition.
Yeah.
For people in that culture to know this dance or do this dance over the course of multiple generations.
Yeah, and that was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
And then they had like bands that were playing basically pop up on the center screen and kind of promote, or was it promote? Would that be
it was pretty much they were promoting a donation site.
Yeah,
for donating towards Ukraine.
And thanks to that was the reason I think we went and saw Gwar.
Yes.
Because without that, I don't think we would have went and saw Gwar.
Probably not.
Because you were messing with me pretty heavy about how you were going to make me see Gwar, and then I'd threaten to make you see the Misfits, and then you drop and you're like, I didn't want to see Gwar to start with.
Yeah, and then the dude from Gwar pops up on the screen. I'm like, it just looks so fake.
I'm like, I told you, it looks like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Like, I just want to see how fake they look actually on stage.
I'm not gonna lie, it piqued my interest as well, but I wasn't gonna let you know that.
Yeah,
I was like, this looks terrible.
And really, that's the only reason I wanted to see them. I don't know their music, wasn't fully enthralled and interested in the music. I just wanted to see how they looked on stage because it looks fake.
Yeah. So we saw that protest thing, which is, like I said, it was pretty cool. All the people going through.
Yeah, and Gogel Bordello.
Yeah,
did a Ukrainian song in Ukraine.
Yes,
in your Ukrainian whatever language that is.
And they had a little bit of their equipment wasn't working.
Yeah, so he's over there holding the acoustic guitar up to the mic playing,
which was impressive because I'm like, bro, my arms hurt watching him. He was like, I'm like. But yeah, that was definitely interesting. That was different. It was cool though. And then after Youngblood,
it was Bad Religion.
Bad Religion. And guys, they suck. No,
Joel was over here the whole time. He's like, "You remember that video? You remember where the vocals were messed up? You remember how the vocals sucked? You remember how that was awful?"
My hype all the way down to the bottom.
There was absolutely no issue with the vocals after about the first half of the first song.
Great. Oh yeah, because there was the first half. There was like kind of hard to hear him.
Yep.
And then he stopped and he started talking, and you could barely hear him talking.
Yep.
I was like, and I mean, like we're 15 yards from the front stage.
Yeah, we were. How far? What would you say? We were probably sixth row, fifth, sixth.
Yeah, just
kind of area.
Now,
mind you, we were in where the circle pits were going on.
There wasn't even a pit yet, though.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, this is gonna be pretty casual. I mean, like, I feel like Lagwagon broke open immediately.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is gonna be a little slower start, which is no big deal to me. I was just there just to kind of experience it. Yeah, Greg's vocals were a little rough at the beginning, not his voice, I should say, technical stuff. But whoever, I don't know if it's the concert itself has a person that's a sound engineer and fixes stuff, or if they have their own.
The bands usually have somebody that sits at front of house with a soundboard.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I didn't know if at festivals is different because
I don't know.
Because I noticed this being a thing at Riot Fest. Lagwagon had it, Descendants had it.
Yep.
Everybody sounded a little off their first half of the song,
and then it was
first
perfect.
song, and then boom, whatever happened, they fixed it, and they could hear him. You could hear him crystal clear. So Greg was talking, and I was like, I can't hear this dude like at all. I was like, oh, please fix. And then like the second song started up, and boom, crispy. I was like, beautiful.
And then that's the show that busted open into the figure 8, right?
Yes. Well, it started. Nothing was real crazy until "Do What You Want" came on.
Yep. "Do What You Want" came on, and things started going wild. There was 2 of them. Going.
I was pretty happy because I legitimately smashed my brother. I was like, "Get somewhere." I was going.
You must be a pretty good 2 there for a minute.
Did I?
So after "Do What You Want," there was this group of people walking around the smaller set.
I don't think that happened until later.
Was that not till later?
No, there was a little pit. There was a giant pit.
Yeah.
But there was a little pit in front of us, and it was not organized yet.
Yeah.
What you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I think it was during, they did I Want to Conquer the World.
Yeah.
Which we went pretty heavy on.
Yeah.
And then after that, this guy was like, figure 8.
That's what it
and
was.
I was like, listen, I've been in a lot of pits. I've been in a press pit. I've been in a jump pit. I've been in a regular mosh pit. I've been in circle pits. I've been in marathon pits. I've been in all kinds of pits. I've never heard of a figure 8 fit. And I was like, okay, you got my curiosity.
Yeah.
And they started it, and it was pretty weak to start with. I was like, okay, I wasn't worth my time. Went back to watching the show, and then there was only 4 or 5 songs we knew.
Yeah.
There was not a lot.
Correct.
Which, didn't bother me. But
Didn't bother me at all.
It was a great show, like really good show. But I can't remember what song came on. There's a couple of them. I think there was another... Oh, No Control. No Control. They also played Suffer.
Yep.
The song Suffer. I think it was during No Control that maybe we might have jumped in, but it was definitely You. I went hard in You.
Yeah.
At the very end. And
at the very end,
and that's where
the big thing that reminded me is I'm just doing the circle pit and the small, like the figure 8 part.
Oh,
the smaller piece. Not originally.
Okay.
So as I'm going around, I come around the other side. Next thing I know, I feel you decking me.
No.
Next thing I know, I'm in the larger part of it.
No.
And I come back through, and it's a whole weird feeling when you go through the one side to the other.
Yeah, it felt dangerous.
Feels strange.
Feels
but
real
then
dangerous.
go back around and come back into the other loop. And as I'm going through, I see you, and I run up to catch up. And as you're about to go through, I just hammered you.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. I most likely deserved it.
Yeah, but that's when you fell into the crowd, into the wall.
Oh, so you did it
and I
yourself.
fell on you. And
You're
then
the one that did that to me?
Yes.
You're a piece of
and
shit.
Then I noticed, and then when you threw me off of you, I just decked my chin on top of some dude's head.
Yeah, so when
it rocked me a little bit.
You came on, you were in the little circle pit, and you were like right on the edge. Like, it was weird that people kept filling in the in-between of the figure 8. So I don't really understand exactly what was happening.
Well, not everybody was doing the figure 8.
Yeah, they're like, what's happening? And then people are bursting from the regular giant circle pit into the smaller part.
Which is a wild feeling.
Yeah, so there's like 1 or 2 people standing there, and then you lined up perfectly, and I had to take my shot. So I ran in, hit you, you hopped into the big one, and then me and you were just running laps in that son of a gun. But when I came out, I didn't know that was you that pushed me.
Oh, yeah.
So I came out of the big pit into the little pit like a...
like you were shot out of a cannon, dude.
It was crazy. I came in there like full speed, just... And then I realized as I came into the little one, I was going the wrong way.
Yeah.
So I was rolled out of the way of someone that was running right at me, avoided them, kind of cut through the middle, and then hit the wall of the pit. And then as I bounced back, apparently you hit me again there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I ran into him again. I fell back into the pit, or the wall, fell down with like 3 people on top of me, and yeah, I was just laughing. I mean, I thought it was hilarious because I'm like, we're all like making jokes as people are helping us up.
Well, the best part is when I hit you that second time, it was like you like shoved my back at that same moment. So I had the impact, and then I'm flying off.
And that's when you hit your.
And that's when I decked my jaw.
Can't say it's not deserved.
No, I can't. But it rocked me pretty good. I was on the other side, just still trying to like run around, and I'm just like, whoa, hold on, I can't even hear the music right now. What's happening?
You're like, and I have a concussion.
And then I got back over there, and I'm just sitting there like, whoa, hold on. Some guy ran over. He's like, "Are you all right?" "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good."
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know that was you that I hit both times.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you just blindsided me both times. So I can't say I feel sorry for you.
I know.
Son of a bitch.
It was fun.
That was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I came out of that thing hot. But yeah, Greg's vocals sounded great. The rest of the band sounded phenomenal. The show itself was, what did they play for, an hour?
Yeah.
They played for an hour. We got a good amount of songs in there. Everything sounded crispy.
Yep.
There was a lot of crowd surfing, which I feel like there wasn't a whole lot that there wasn't or wasn't.
Yep.
It was like situational to the band. But Bad Religion had some, and there was a funny moment with my brother where a crowd surfer landed on me, and obviously he got me back for getting him in the pit. Like I said, the pit broke open and do what you want, excuse me. It broke open behind him, and I'm standing. I got hit from the pit, and then I just was like, oh, I'll gladly run into my brother, little brotherly love. So when I smoked him, I think he realized I smoked because I was laughing in his ear heavy, like like that. So I think he knew it was me. So I grabbed this crowd surfer, and I'm legitimately about to toss them to the next, and he starts body shotting me.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So I had to set the crowd surfer on my head.
And I was on the front of him trying to pick him up, but I couldn't because I had no help.
Yeah. So, Jake, if you're watching this, we hate your face.
Well, I didn't put him on my head. That was good.
What's that?
I just held the crowd surfer up.
Oh, I had to set my head to defend myself. Yeah, there's a reason you didn't have to.
Yeah.
You weren't getting body shots over there. My ribs,
good.
my poor ribs from the first day was already hurt, and then him going to town on me. I can't say it once again. I can't say it that I didn't deserve that because
you did.
Yeah, it was some brotherly love. But no, Bad Religion was phenomenal.
Wonderful.
Definitely a highlight. Definitely.
Hey, the big one was what was it that Middle Class Family or something? I don't remember the title of the song. I remember the song though. That's all I got.
Oh, okay, that's helpful.
Yeah, it was the last song that we with the big figure eight when we all went in.
I Want to Conquer the World. You?
No.
Wasn't you?
Mm-mm.
I don't have my phone on me, of course. The one time. Just go to setlist.com.
Oh, okay.
That's where I always go.
Never heard of this website.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can basically go through and you can see the whole set that what was played. So I know they did Suffer. I know they did No Control. They did I Want to Conquer the World. They did You Do What You Want. There's something about the New Dark Ages, I feel like, that they played. I'm not 100% sure.
That was the first song.
Was that the first song? Okay, and then you said it was the last one?
I believe it was one of the later ones. So what do I do here? Not Grateful Dead.
I was going to say, you're not even on the same website I normally go to.
It was the one that popped up. But
what the hell? Here's what we're going to do, guys.
Well, Bad Religion's not in that one at all.
All right, let's find out. Chuckles is a bad set list. Bad Religion.
You said setlist.com.
Yeah, setlist.
.fm. Wow.
Jeez, you suck, Chuck. So here's what they played. Oh, American Jesus.
Yeah.
Was that the one? That was cool. They were talking about Fuck Armageddon, This Is Hell.
Yeah.
And they said that they played it, and this little place in Chicago, they had 6 people in it.
Yeah.
And they said they went in hard on it still.
Yeah.
What was the song called, though?
It has to be American Jesus.
It was the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they played 20 songs. Fit that into an hour. I mean,
that makes sense.
Yeah, especially in the dotting it with some of those shorter songs.
Yeah. Oh, Fuck You was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that was definitely a good one. Yeah, so let's see here if we did. Recipe for Hate was the first one. New Dark Ages was second.
Yeah, yep.
So Do What You Want.
I just remember him announcing something about loving to play in Chicago, and every time they play in Chicago, it feels like they're back in the New Dark Ages.
Oh,
and then they went into that.
Yep. Do What You Want. No Control. We're Only Gonna Die. We had fun with that one singing. I Want to Conquer the World. Suffer. We did Generator 2. which I was really happy with. Only thing I was hoping that they'd do, I don't know if it was on purpose the first time someone had on here in our community had said, check it out. There's a live version where he comes out and it's kind of like just him singing the intro.
Yeah.
And then the band kind of kicks in partway through and it's glorious. I was hoping for something like that. They did not, but it's no big deal. Generator, yeah, that's pretty much the ones we knew. But yeah, no, that was a good set. And then we saw like 2 songs from what's his name?
Gogel Bordello.
Yeah. And I think Nick had already went back. Yeah. And we went to the bathrooms and refilled water or something like that. I was like, no, we did not.
We were there for a couple songs for Gogel.
This is where we jotted around.
Yeah. And I wasn't like with Gogel, I was not a fan of his vocals at all.
Yeah.
Like even in the concert setting, I was so thrown off by it. It also seemed like there wasn't a lot of movement or anything going on stage. At the beginning, I know.
Yeah, shit got crazy.
Yeah, you'll have something for a little later.
I'll go back to Gogel, guys.
Yeah. So after that, we went over and we stopped for a couple songs by The Story So Far.
They played their last 3 songs.
Yep.
And I love those guys, the sound and stuff.
Yeah.
Sounded great. And they had kind of a cool nostalgic 90s thing in, but unfortunately they just kind of stood there. Everybody would just stand there.
Yeah.
I'd say there was no movement whatsoever, which always disappoints me on a live show.
A big thing for me that I noticed with that was a lot of the time when you see an artist on stage and the artist is playing an instrument, they don't have that freedom to really move around and interact with the crowd as much.
Yeah. Unless they're really good.
And you got to be really good to pull that off.
Yeah. Was he playing?
Yes.
He was playing. Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
No, he wasn't.
He was just standing there.
Yeah, he was just standing there. He was basically standing there like he was playing, but he wasn't.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of movement there.
I did like the 90s theme with the screen in the back of him, but outside of that, I was not a fan of his performance.
It was a mediocre.
It sounded good, though.
Yeah, it sounded good. So that's what I said. It was like an ups and downs type thing.
Yeah.
We're kind of left him feeling in the middle for me.
Yep. And then we went over to Gwar.
Which, like I said,
they still look fake on stage.
Yeah, we walked up, and I remember my brother and you going like, "What the fuck?" Because
they were.
You just see giant antlers, like,
and there's this big like horn coming off the one dude, and it's just spraying this red like blood looking stuff into the crowd, and I'm like, "What is happening?"
So I got to see pictures. I'm in a Riot Fest group, and I saw pictures of people walking out of Gwar, and their face was stained with fake blood, like you could tell they tried to wash it off.
That's wild.
Did not come off. Their shirts were stained red. It was crazy.
That's wild.
So yeah, we walked over. There's already blood spraying. We found a nice spot on the hill. Did we sit down? I felt like we sit down.
No, we couldn't.
Oh, that's right, because everybody was standing on the hill.
Yep.
So we were standing there, and honestly, their banter in between was probably the best.
Hilarious.
They didn't sound bad live, but I've tried listening to them in my own personal free time and could not get into them at all.
I have not tried to listen to them in my free time at all.
Couldn't do it.
But one of my favorite things they said was about the Civil War.
I thought you were going to talk about polygamy.
No. No, but that was funny as hell, too.
Talk about polygamy for a second, which was pretty amusing. So it started with the Ukraine thing. They connected it into their set. And it was they're like, oh, did you hear about that war the humans are doing? Because they're like supposedly aliens or something.
Yeah.
They're like conquerors.
Yeah, they portray aliens.
Yeah, and it was something along the lines of like
these humans over there killing each other for like no reason.
Yeah,
and they always seem to fail. I mean, World War I, they had They said Russia invaded Ukraine, and he said, "What? Russia invaded Ukraine? Why the fuck would they do that?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "But they're not doing it." Or he's like, "These humans, they're keep going over there, and they're starting wars, and they're trying to steal our jobs." Yeah,
it's like they said they're the ones that slaughtered.
I know they said something about World War II and World War I, and how humans are clearly not good at it because they always leave more people living.
Well, that's what it connected from. They were like, oh, that that's stealing our jobs, and they don't do a very good job of it at all.
Yeah,
because they all keep repeating these wars. That World War One, that wasn't good enough to wipe all the humanity off the earth. So then they did World War Two.
Yeah,
and then now they're gonna do World War Three pretty soon. And the one guy's like, you know what my favorite war was? The Civil War.
Now that was a great war,
and that took a turn I didn't expect because he's like, another guy's like, I wish I could raise all the Southern soldiers back from the dead. I was like,
whoa, hold on.
I was like, okay, this is going in a weird direction.
So that I could kill them all again.
I was like, holy shit.
Whoa.
All righty then. And then they had two guys dressed as Civil War.
Yep.
They fought with them.
And by the end of the song, both of them were decapitated and spraying blood off their neck holes into the crowd.
Yeah, that was...
And then the worst part is they didn't stop the fake blood as the actors or whatever were walking off the stage. No, they were spraying all over the stage.
They sprayed everywhere.
Like, that had to be a nightmare.
Who played after Gwar? Oh, they were last ones. That's why.
Yeah. After Gwar, yeah.
I was going to say, I was wondering.
Yeah. And after Gwar, we went and we sat back down for a little bit.
So there was a section behind like this water tent.
Yep.
Basically, where like everybody was lining up and you went through this line to get water. And then the back side of that were all these things. There was these fenced in area and the people kept moving the fence. They were getting in, slipping in through the back way. Well, we were just sitting there watching them earlier in that day. So we walk back there and we sit down against the fence. It's kind of a hidden area.
Yeah.
It's kind of near, like the porta potties are like a nice distance away, like maybe 30, 40 foot.
Yep.
So they're not too close. You got the people lining up there, but everyone's kind of ignores you and you sit down and it was relaxing. So we sit down and, the area was a little flooded, I think, because the water was leaking or something too on the one side. Anyways, we sit down, lean up against the fence. My back's wet. And I was like, what the fuck? And my back's wet. And then I put my hand down in the grass and it's wet. I was like, please fucking tell me. This is not like piss or something.
I sat to his left, closer to the water.
Yeah.
And it was dry.
And I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't smell like piss. So that's a good. Mm-hmm. And there was like 3 security guards because they obviously caught people sneaking in that back way.
Which I did.
Yeah. Chuck's a piece of shit. So they caught people going that way. So they were guarding that and they were just kind of chatting and we were sitting there for probably 10, 15 minutes relaxing.
I'd say probably somewhere around there.
And
say the lower end of that, closer to 10.
10? Okay. Yeah. And then they started yelling at us.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like getting up and it's a struggle to get up because we're sore. So we get up and like basically kind of limp over where they're at to understand so I can hear what they're saying. And they're like, don't sit over there. People peed all along that. And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And they're like, no, I'm so sorry. We didn't see you sit down over there. People keep going over there and peeing. And I was like, what the fuck? So I had to walk over to the I'm like covering my arms in sanitizing lotion. Disgusting.
So the moral of the story on this one is
you peed over there and you're watching this, you're a piece of shit.
Joel sat in urine.
Yeah, I was fucking pissed. Pissed and not in a funny way.
You were pissed on and pissed off.
Yeah. That sucked.
Yeah.
You guys got a good kick out of it.
Yeah. And then we went and got water.
Yeah.
And you went back over to Gogel.
I went back over to Gogel because I wanted to see the Misfits.
Right.
And then you guys want to see Yellowcard, which you were getting a spot for. Should I go first then?
Yeah, you can.
So Gogel watched the last probably 20 minutes of their set, and that was wild. Like, it was really good. Like, they were all over running around, lots of energy.
Really picked it up then.
Half the people that were on stage, I was like, I didn't even realize, I don't remember seeing them the first couple songs. So I don't know how big this group is, but there was a lot of people running around.
Okay.
So the one girl had this like giant drum. She's going to town on that. And like they whipped it out in the crowd.
The whole drum?
The whole drum kit thing.
Okay.
And then he crowd surfed out to it. She did too. And then he got up on it. And then she climbed up on it with him. And then that
was it on the crowd at this point?
Oh yeah, it's on the crowd. So they're holding up the drum and he's on top of the drum. She's on top of the drum, holding on to him. And
that's wild.
He's like, give me the fucking flag. He's like yelling and shit. And I was like, I couldn't see exactly what was happening. But then someone gave him the Ukrainian flag. So he's like holding up, waving it around while he was singing. It was dope, dude.
Yeah, that's wild.
A lot of energy. It was pretty sweet. But they sounded pretty good. I think it'd been really cool to have been up there. I mean, this whole crowd was going nuts, dude. Like that whole section was just going nuts, like all the way back, further back than Jimmy World. Like it was it was going ham. So they ended. The Misfits came out, and we had basically made a deal because we were hurting so bad. Like I'd stay for like 30 minutes to set. You'd stay for your 30 minutes to set it, or a Yellowcard, and then we need to go home and back to the hotel and get some rest because we were hurting because we're getting old.
Getting old.
They came. So I caught the majority. I'm pretty sure it might have been the whole thing because I think Walk Among Us is only 22 minutes long. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot. I don't word this nicely. It sounded good. First of all, they sounded good.
Yeah.
For the Misfits, obviously, I know you disagree because just the sound in general, but they sounded good.
They sounded right.
They sounded right. It sounded just like their studio stuff to me, and I was sitting in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I found funny was that Danzig clearly, like, he just sang great, but they had to stop for like 40 seconds after every song.
Yeah.
And he was like catching his breath, which I mean that happens when you get older, so I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went, I watched that, and what happened from there? It was like, they played, like I said, majority of their Walk Among Us stuff, and there's some wild explanations for songs. I didn't know what they were about. There's one, he's like, yeah, this next one's it's about fucking a rocket, and then when you come, it explodes. It's like, okay.
What?
Already? What the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah. And what's even funnier was there was a lot of ladies there. A lot. They were going nuts for it. Like the music. I'm the one standing there like, what the fuck just happened?
That's funny.
And then he was like, the one song, he's like, this song's about a guy, a bunch of girls, and some skulls. And then he started this song. I was like, all right. But I mean, they put on a great show. It was funny. I was worried that he'd be winded during the singing, which I can understand, the wheezing in between, but it definitely added some time in there.
Oh yeah. I'm sure of that.
But yeah, no, I was pretty satisfied with it, honestly. It was kind of cool to see the OG lineup. And they said a lot of the songs they were singing from that Walk Among Us that they hadn't done since they had originally sang them or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And then you guys saw Yellowcard, which is
they were playing the Ocean Avenue.
By the way, real quick before you start, because you're gonna have to remember this.
Yeah.
There's something you wanted to tell me about Yellowcard. But you guys wouldn't tell me until we did the podcast.
Okay.
You tell me when I just want to make sure I remind you. So
this was before the show.
Oh, okay.
We're standing there, and waiting on Yellowcard to go on.
This has been eating me up, by the way.
I'm sure.
Like, what the fuck happened?
So your brother points out this lady's tattoo that's on her lower back, right?
Okay.
And it's a bat.
Okay.
My first thought, because I'm me, was to the bat cave. And he was dying laughing. That was the whole of it, bud.
Turned out you guys are terrible human beings.
Yes.
That's what it is. Okay.
That's all that was.
That's what you made me wait for?
He said he was going to do it on this, so.
To the back cave. Wow, okay.
That's all it was.
So how was Yellowcard?
Better than that story. So Yellowcard, we stayed in the back, and the first thing I noticed was, oh, this is where the people who aren't insane stay back and watch shows.
Aren't insane?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're not hurting. Not the way we are.
It's they've chosen to grow old.
Yeah. Well, hey, honestly, it doesn't seem like that bad of a life.
I don't regret anything.
I don't either. But they seem to have something going for them. But they were playing the Ocean Avenue album.
Yep.
We stayed, I think, for the first 7 songs.
Yeah.
And the best part of it all was they get to the third song on the album, which is Ocean Avenue.
Yeah.
And he stops for a little while and he's talking. And he said, it's the first time we performed in 6 years. And this, that, and the other thing. And he said, when they asked us, which we've never done a full album. Oh,
really?
For a show.
That's pretty dope.
He said, So when they asked us to do this album, we said, all right, fuck it. We're going to do it straight through. So
Interesting choice.
normally we would not play this song next, but it's the third song on the album. So it'll be the third song we play. But give it the energy it deserves. And then just went right into it.
Yeah.
Played Ocean Avenue and the flood of people that were walking away after that song.
Oh, yeah.
Was wild.
I imagine.
Like, I figured a bunch of people would leave after that, but my goodness.
I've never been a big Yellowcard fan. Like, I like that song, but
Yeah.
I mean, I tried listening to that album a few times, and I was like, all right.
The rest of the songs were all right.
They sounded good when I walked up to find you guys.
They definitely sounded good. That song was phenomenal. I don't know like any of their other music, so but I enjoyed that part. Everybody was singing along with like every song though.
Yeah.
Which was kind of nice.
So other people did know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then before we walked away, your brother looks over and he sees this person in a Misfits shirt.
Yeah. Not at the Misfits.
Watching Yellowcard while Misfits is playing.
Yeah.
Wild to me.
So I think though, I almost did the same thing though. Like I wanted to see the Misfits, but I also wanted to stay with my group.
Yeah.
So that might be an explanation.
Yeah.
Possibly.
No,
Possibly.
I mean, it can be understandable.
I mean, you're skipping the OG lineup and you're a Misfits fan.
Yeah. And your brother points this out, and then I'm looking around as we're walking over to where we meet up, and I see like 5 other people wearing Misfit stuff. Some of them not in a group. Some of them just standing solo off to the side. Like, what are you doing?
Well, the Misfits did say they played a few years ago at Riot Fest.
Yeah. So maybe they already seen them.
Yeah, and they were like, well, I'd rather see Yellowcard or something.
Yeah. Which is fine. It's just kind of wild that you're rocking Misfits gear while they're playing.
Yes.
And you're not watching them.
Yeah.
You're at another band. That's a little wild to me. And after your brother pointed it out, I could not see it anymore. It was everywhere.
That's great.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite band of that day?
You want to do our top 3s from that day?
Let's do top 1.
Just best?
Yeah.
Bad
Because
Religion.
we only saw like 5 bands that day.
Bad Religion.
Yeah, Bad Religion is definitely easy go to on that one.
Yeah.
Definitely was missing Nicholas on this.
Oh yeah.
He was just always wondering where this guy goes. You know, he just disappears in the crowd. He lets the crowd just take him where it goes. I've never seen. He's like, I don't really want to go up front. And then next thing he lets the crowd take him up front.
Yeah, and then he's in the front.
Which we'll get to this Sunday.
If I was going top 2, I'd definitely go with Youngblood.
Youngblood be up there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there were some good sets there. What if you had to do top 3? I guess screw it.
If I got to go top 3.
Ooh. Gwar.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's fitting because they put their stage performance is insane.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because that was just fun. That was just pure fun.
Yeah. And I mean, throughout the show, you're standing there like, all right, I want them to stop singing and just talk.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to see them on stage.
It was cracking me up.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But they were definitely a lot of fun.
And then we walked home or walked to the hotel. It was like a 30-minute walk probably.
Yeah.
35 maybe.
30, 35, yeah.
Walked back, grabbed her pizza, which we waited outside for no reason because it was inside.
Yeah.
The DoorDasher didn't
Kind of funny.
It was funny. Took that upstairs, ate, and then that was cool because we all kind of just hung out. Nick was just chilling. He was feeling a little bit better, I think.
Yep.
Just couldn't get up, I think, because he was feeling nauseous.
Right after I ate that cheesecake, I'm like, yep, I'm taking a shower and going to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm done with the night.
We chatted about all kinds of stuff. It was like just, it was a good hangout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you can bounce back and forth between topics, like just, it was fun. So then I was like, all right. And you were like, wake me up when you want to go because the Bean.
Yep.
Nick had gone to the Bean. That was like the one thing you want to do in Chicago.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. You're like, let me know when you want to wake up because I was like, I'm going to spoil you. I'm going to take you to the Bean.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know it was that close to our hotel. So I was all right. So I downloaded the Uber app. We talked for a while out there, and then we all went to like got in bed, and then Nick came in there and was chatting with Jake.
Yep.
And then they were talking about a football game that you didn't want to hear.
Right over top of me while mind you, I'm half asleep.
Yeah.
Like I'm still here, but I'm not here enough to actually say or do anything.
Yes, it was hilarious. I was a good friend.
Oh, I heard you.
Like 2 or 3 times. I was like, guys, Chuck does not want
I
to
only
hear
heard
this.
it once. But
Yeah, I said it.
like I said, I was only partially there.
I
but-
said it a few times, and they were like, he's sleeping. I was like, God damn it. But then we woke up in the morning. Jake went to sleep in a little bit,
Yep.
understandably, after the hell we've been through that week.
We woke up. We got up about, what was it, 8:30, 8:40?
Yeah. And, but I checked Uber that night at like 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, there's no fucking way I'm paying $50 for one trip.
No.
Like a one-way trip there. I was like, not doing it. And then went to bed, woke up, and when I woke up, I went to the bathroom, showered, brushed my teeth, all that good stuff. And I was like, okay, we're not going. But then I checked my phone, and $10. I was like, we're fucking going. It's like, kicked your foot.
Yep.
Which apparently was your favorite way of waking up or some weird thing.
No, it just cracked me up.
Because
I was laying there like half awake again.
Your leg was just hanging out the bed. I was
Yeah,
like,
and you just kicked it. I'm like, all right, what's up?
Yeah, you woke up really quick. What? All right. Stumbling got around. But that was a blast. That was really fun.
Yeah.
So me, you, and Nick walked around Chicago a little bit. We saw that there's a giant fountain, little mini statue of Abraham Lincoln. Is it not? I don't want to say auditorium, but it's not what I'm thinking of.
Oh, the observatorium or whatever.
Well, we went through there too. No, we were by that.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about the.
You're talking
amphitheater.
It was, yeah,
Amphitheater.
amphitheater.
Yep, and then the bean, and then we took an Uber, or no, we walked down back towards
To some coffee shop.
to some random coffee shop. You guys grabbed some food, took an Uber back to the hotel, and that's where things got a little wild because it was the last night we're staying there. And I'm like, I don't want to miss any more bands like we did Saturday.
So it was hurry.
I was like, Chuck, go up there, pack up all our podcast equipment, everything. You guys pack all this shit up, throw it on a thing, bring it down. And you were like, okay, I can do that. I don't know if we'll be back in time for you to be back. You might have to come up.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, no big deal. So I go get the car out of the parking garage and just kind of doing laps because the spots were all full in front of the hotel. I was like, awesome. So then I was like, by the time I finally get a spot, you guys are going to be ready. So I was like, just bring it down, dude, when you're ready. And you're like, okay. So I want to say you guys still didn't have it down when I parked, though, did you?
No.
I think I made it up there as you guys were going down.
Right.
So I got up there, smashed the rest of my cheesecake. I had...
You got up there
Something.
and we were getting ready to walk out the door.
That's right.
And you were eating the rest of your
Mac and cheese.
From
No.
from lunch the day before.
Yep. So you took that stuff down. By the way, solid. You did a good job packing all that up. I was impressed. Got everything loaded in the car, took it back to the parking garage, parked it, walked to the show.
Yep.
And then we started Sunday. What, you got that up here too? Sunday was...
Yeah. Well, we took an Uber to the show.
Oh, yeah, we did take an Uber to the show. Yeah. From the hotel.
Yep.
That's right. We were Ubering everywhere.
Well, that's because you wanted to get there.
Yeah, on time. And that was the first time I ever used the Uber that day, which was interesting.
It was convenient.
It was very convenient.
You used it 3 times in one day. The first time you ever used it.
Yeah, boy.
But we got there and we enjoyed the Bombpops.
Bombpops. We went right to the Bombpops. For an opening band, not bad.
No.
There was some mess ups.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure from what I've been told, because the one lead singer is no longer with them.
Yeah.
So I think she was transitioning to full, like doing all of it.
Yeah.
She forgot the words in the middle of one song.
Yeah.
And then she messed
The
up some notes,
other
right?
The other mic was like off.
Oh yeah, the backup singer or whoever was, and the mic wasn't working at all.
Yeah.
Like he was like singing.
The other
I was like,
I'm pretty sure that was lead guitar. The rhythm guitar was the one that was the singer.
Yeah.
And then the lead guitar person, their mic wasn't working for a minute.
Yes. Despite the issues, they sounded great.
Yeah.
They definitely was fun. As they put it, the foreplay to Riot Fest Sunday.
And they were like, the Thanks for coming out while you're all hungover and letting us annoy you in the morning.
Yeah, we're the first band that gets to annoy you with your hangovers or something like that. Yeah.
Definitely having fun with the idea that they were an opener.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And which I do like that.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody actually go out there and
Acknowledge that, hey, yeah, I know I'm the opener.
and I'm going to have some fun with it.
Yeah, fucking deal with it.
Love that. And even with the issues, that they sounded great for the most part. And it left me, I added some more songs later because of me enjoying that show. And I had California in July stuck in my head the rest of that day.
Yeah, it was a solid performance. I really enjoyed California in July too.
Great set.
Live.
And it was hot. That's when it started to get real hot.
Yes. And then after that, we went and got food.
Yep.
And then we went to the next stage and saw Joey Valence and Brae.
Which I believe they blew up on TikTok, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And they sound similar to the Beastie Boys.
Oh, my goodness. So what was it? You and Nick went over there right away.
Oh, that's right, because Jake was eating his Chinese food.
And I was hanging out with Jake while he was finishing his food, and then we came over. And as we're coming over, I'm like, my goodness, that is like dead on Beastie Boys vibe.
They definitely have.
And get into that crowd. Oh, my goodness, they were having so much fun.
It was a blast, dude. Lots of jump pits. Just jumping in general. Just having a good old time.
It was just a blast.
It was a lot of fun, a lot of good energy. The only disappointment, they said, we have 7 minutes left, so they try to play a couple extra songs.
Yeah. And they didn't get to double jump.
Then they got to the one that made them blow up or whatever.
I did look that song up.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that song actually. But that was definitely a vibe for sure. And very impressed with, a couple kids just having fun.
Yeah.
And they had a song. They did 2 punk songs too in their set. They were not like Beastie Boys sounding. And one was about pizza. And the other one was
Street pizza.
And the other one was about subs?
Club
sandwiches. Yeah. It was a blast.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was just a fun vibe. Another great, opening to the day.
Yeah.
We swung over to Jawbox, and we saw a song or two from them. And they sounded great, but it was just so damn hot. We were hurting. We went and passed out in the shade. Basically all laid down.
It was time to relax in the shade, and I think we relaxed in the shade for like an hour.
Yeah, and Jawbox did sound good.
Yes,
they
did.
It was just legitimately exhaustion. We were like, okay, we got to.
Yeah, and we wanted to be over for Less Than Jake a little early as well, so we were out relaxing, cooling off, and getting prepared for Less Than Jake.
And we thought it'd be, so most of the bands we had seen, they were like, you got up to the stage and 10 minutes before, and you can make your way right to the front, pretty much.
And Less Than Jake, you could not.
No, it was like 25 minutes before their set, and you could see people flooding in. And we're like, okay, we better get down there.
Yeah.
So we got down there, and Nick's like, I'm going to try to stay in the crowd, but I'm not feeling real great again. I don't want to, go up too close. And we're like, okay. So we got up a ways. I'm like, hey, listen, you're not feeling good. Just go back.
Yeah. And then halfway through the show, we thought he went back.
Yeah, it wasn't even halfway because the first song kicked on, and they ran out. Band ran out. First song kicked in. Giant pit opened up.
Wild.
Giant. I mean, probably the biggest one we saw that week. Weekend, excuse me. And immediately we were in there just running around having fun. Like, it was more of a dance. It was a lot of press.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
There was a lot of press, so like everything was real tight. But
there was a lot of dancing in that pit.
A lot of dancing, just singing. It was a blast. Yeah. But I immediately think I ran into you.
Yep.
And then rolled off you and then smoked Nick on accident.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for it because I'm like, boy, the dude already doesn't feel good. But that he was
feeling much better Sunday, by the way.
Yeah, he was. But this is the backside of the mosh pit, away from the thing, and he sank into it that way.
Yeah.
So I didn't see him again for another 8 to 10 songs, and I was like, that boy's gone. He gone. So,
I saw him further up in between that time frame.
Oh, I see. I did not. Yeah. So everyone's like, oh, he went back to sit down. And I'm like, oh, understandable. No big deal. And my brother was in the corner with the press, and I think he lasted maybe half set, and he had to go out. Yeah, I saw him walk out or walk through the crowd, and I was like, okay, he's hurt. He's hurting from the press, so he's gonna. It was hot too. You know what I mean? I got it. So me and you are just jamming out. Having a fucking blast.
Look, I'm looking over. I'm just in a groove, dancing right on the edge of the pits.
Yeah,
and then I look over, and you're like next to me doing the same damn thing.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, we're here.
And then I saw Nick up at the front, and this dude's like 5 people away from the front?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, he went the opposite way. I don't know how he got up there, but he worked magic. So I started making my way through the crowd to get to him. And it was so tight that he grabbed my hand and pulled me to him because I couldn't get through to the people. And this isn't me cutting in front of people like, you know, at the beginning of a concert where people are making their way to the front. This is everybody shuffling, 8 steps this way, 8 steps back. They're stuck in their at.
Yep.
It's a press. Nobody complained. I was like, sorry, just going to my buddy. They're like, oh, you're good. We got up there. You grabbed my shoulder. I pulled you through.
Yep.
And I was like, I could tell that it was the spot where there was a lot of shorter people.
Yep. It was not good.
I was like, okay, we've been throwing crowd surfers at these people the whole time because I'm like, poor Nick's up here doing work because we're throwing people at him. And so I was like, I guess the least I could do is help a little bit, right?
I can feel my neck right now.
And this has got to be probably my favorite part of the weekend. Unfortunately, it has to do with you getting hurt, but it was funny. So in those scenarios where you're in the press, you either can't handle it and you break and you get the fuck out. Okay. 2, you find a way to have fun. 3, you probably just pass out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so I always have leaned. There's been one time in all the concerts I've gone to where the press was too much, and I said, "Get me the fuck out of here. I can't do this." But for the most part, I end up finding it so ridiculous.
Yeah.
The amount of shit that's happening, and you feel like you're in a war zone, and I start laughing to myself, and I can't stop laughing. So
I just hear you off in the distance during this. You're like
cackling.
We're in a war zone,
dude.
What do you mean,
dude? It was nonstop. So we had crowd surfers just keep coming, right? And the song stopped. We're listening to him talk, and he said, "We're filming a video today." A music video. And immediately when you hear that as a concert goer, and you've been to some concerts and you've seen this before, and you go, "Fuck,
fuck is
this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt bad." And I think it was the low cost of high living or high cost of low living or something like that, and that they were filming it for. Regardless, the song starts back up, and like dumbasses, we're veterans too. We should have known better.
We shouldn't have been up front.
Well, that too, but the crowd surfing is going to start immediately.
Yeah, and my hands were down.
Yeah, hands down. So you get that struggle to get back up. And I get smoked in the back of the head by some shoes. Thankfully, I think they were like flip-flops or something, but it smoked me nonetheless. I was like, oh, shit. So I turn out, I'm grabbing this person, trying to get him through, and then I realized, because they do they dip down. And you could tell someone was getting ready to launch. And I was like, oh, shit. And I look back, and you're right in the line of fire. And I go, Chuck, heads up. And then they launch. And I'm only, basically have this person's legs, at the knees. So I have no control on stopping them.
Yep.
And you look, and you get feet right in the face.
Yep.
And then they land on you.
Yep.
Boot. So you're like, oh.
And then I get my hands up, and I'm going, and we're just going.
Yeah, nonstop.
Yeah, nonstop. At one point, I feel like I got 3 people on me.
You had 4. You had 4 people on you at one time.
The worst part,
I was crying so hard because I was laughing.
The worst part about that is that was in the moment. I'm reaching down because I noticed these keys falling.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm reaching down, picking them up off the ground while holding these people above my head.
And I am absolutely zero help because I'm laughing so fucking hard. I remember I tried to help you so bad. And they fell onto me, and then they were on my head. And I was just crying and laughing at the same time. This is so ridiculous. And I'm out of strength.
Yeah.
I'm completely out of strength. So I'm trying to lift these people. I can't do it. Can't get it off me. And then it's so ridiculous that I just started laughing more.
Yeah.
Finally get the person off, and you have 3 people on you still.
And I'm sitting here like this trying to get them off my head because my head's down because I was grabbing the keys.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to lift, and I can't lift because there's 3 of them apparently.
Yes.
I knew there was a lot. I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, yeah. You had 4 on you at one point. And me pushing, one person rolled off onto me. And I couldn't get that one person off of me. So you can imagine me trying to help you with those 3 people.
Oh, goodness.
I pushed, and it felt like I was pushing a mountain.
Yeah.
And I would just start crying, laughing.
I don't even know how they got off of me.
I don't know. I blacked out at one point.
I finally got my head up, and I finally people started moving.
Well, people were pushing the crowd surfers away from you, and they were starting to hit me then.
Yeah.
And so I had no clue what happened with you at those 3 people. I couldn't help you.
I have no idea.
I tried with my weak ass push, and I was like, oh shit.
All I know is there for a little bit, like during the end of the show and a little bit after the show.
Yeah.
I had no idea how the keys got in my hand. It took me a minute to remember that I reached down and grabbed them because I saw them fly off of a crowd surfer.
Yes. And then I saw you had keys, and we were like, where the fuck? And so I just started yelling, keys. Anybody lose their keys? And then a bunch of other people joined in with us.
Yeah.
And then we got some hugs from some random dude that was in the back. And
Yeah.
he's
I said, I know I caught him off a crowd surfer now.
He said, that's what a pit's all about, baby. And I'm like, you didn't lose those in a pit because a pit was like 10, 15 foot back.
Yeah. Yeah. And the worst part is I'm just sitting there like, I still don't know how I got those keys. I didn't remember till later that evening.
Yeah, that show was phenomenal though.
Yeah. I love the the mascot.
Am I forgetting the mascot? What do he look like?
Their logo.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was so brief though. I glanced up and saw it, and then I was back in the shit.
There was he was
dancing around the whole time, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of it, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of
and
shit
then there was at a point in time they pulled out like this toilet paper.
Yep.
On a toilet paper thing hooked up to a
air blower type deal.
Yeah.
And it just shot it all over the crowd.
Yeah.
Which was, I knew that was coming.
Leaf blower.
Yeah. I knew that was coming because people in the comments had let us know.
Okay.
They said, just wait till you see them live. And they started shooting toilet paper everywhere. So I was waiting.
That was wild.
That was hilarious. Yeah. There was
because they just sprayed out the entirety of the 2 rolls just all over the place and didn't like. There was one person I saw that had it wrapped around his head.
And they're like trying to tear it off of him.
Yeah.
Hilarious. And I was like, I wish I had that happen to me.
Not where we were.
I don't know. No. So
got out of that and I was soaked.
That was hilarious because that's when we looked at Nick and he's wearing a Jimmy Eats World Something Loud, their new shirt.
Yeah, the Something Loud shirt.
Riot Fest. And this is a tan shirt and he just drenched to a T. There's no dry spot on this shirt.
Yep.
And he's like stumbling out and we're like, dude, what were you doing up there? I thought you were gonna go that way. And he's like, the crowd just kind of pushed me up there and I was like, okay. I'm like, I mean, as long as you had fun. He's like, no, I feel great. And where did we go after that?
After that,
I think we went and got water, didn't we?
Yeah, we were headed over to get water. So less than Jake, we walked past Coolio.
Walked past him. That's about all we did. I've seen him back in 2010. I wasn't impressed. It was $10.
And Coolio was something I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
And then as we're walking by, and he's just listing off old, like,
do you realize
rappers?
Why he was listing them off?
No.
They were all rappers who had passed away.
Okay. Either way, I just wanted to.
So it was like doing a memorial.
Okay.
Type deal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Nipsey Hussle. He named a whole bunch of people that were passed. Biggie, Tupac,
Eazy-E.
Easy. That's the last one he did, and they started a song. Yeah.
And he did not.
Motherfucking E.
Yeah. And I don't think he sounded good, like, at all when he started that song.
Well, to be fair, have you listened to anything besides Gangster Paradise?
No. Of course not.
He sounded pretty much identical to his song that he was singing.
Oh.
Yeah,
So I just don't like his music.
Apparently.
I like one song.
He sounded better than when I saw him.
Oh, okay.
From just that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a interesting guy to say.
Yeah. And then we grabbed some water and made it over to Weathers.
And then we sat down. We sat down on the hill for that one.
Yep.
And they sounded great.
Yeah.
Their vocals were phenomenal. I added some of their music to my list too because I was like, wow.
Yeah.
They sounded really good. They said they had some fun. There wasn't a whole lot of movement in the crowd. But then there was one point they cranked up a notch, or maybe it was one of their last songs. Everybody in the whole thing was just jumping.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's impressive in the heat. You get people to do that.
Especially after a show like Less Than Jake.
Yeah, exactly. People are already hurting. And then we were going to see Jimmy World, Ren for Short, and then we were going to stick around for Ice Cube. But we all had to work besides you.
Right.
And so we decided to skip Ice Cube. We were going to end on Ren for Short. And then what happened was we went over to Jimmy World, made our way up to a good spot, a great spot.
Yeah, it was a great spot.
Great spot. And honestly, it was so much fun. I mean, we're probably mid-set. And I don't know if I told you or my brother. I was like,
you told me.
I was like, let's cut it short here. And
let's leave right after this because let's leave on a high note.
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking a great, just fun vibes. Like we were all just.
Although I
dancing
would
around.
have really enjoyed
Right.
leaving after "Fuck I Love My Friends."
Yeah, and I saw she played that too. I saw on TikTok. I was like,
Yeah.
damn it.
Because that would have been a whole vibe, just sitting there, just
It looked like people were going nuts. Yeah,
I'm
having
sure
a
of it.
blast. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Jimmy World. I was like, dude, let's just cut it short on a high note. Let's just go and then get back. Which I'm glad we did. Partially, obviously, I want to see Run for Shore. I want to see Ice Cube.
yeah.
Ice Cube's been on my bucket list forever.
I would love to see Ice Cube.
But that walk back, getting changed and stuff in the parking garage,
Yeah.
and then leaving, we still didn't make it home till like what 12 at night,
About
12:30 maybe, something like that.
Yeah, and
I mainly felt bad for Nick because Nick had to drive another 4 hours.
Andy had to be to work at what 6:30, 7?
I talked to him. He said she went home, showered, dressed, went to work,
Wild.
and then he was working with molecules and shit.
Yeah, did he make it through the day okay?
What's that?
He made it through the day okay though.
I don't know. About 10 o'clock, he texted me and said, "I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the day."
I'm sure of it.
I was like, I can imagine because I mean I was hurting.
Yeah, and he had a 4-hour drive after our 4-hour drive.
And I will let you know, my back was fucked for 2 days.
Was it?
If the first day, Monday was fine. Tuesday, Wednesday, I could barely walk. I had to break out a back brace,
Yeah.
like the weightlifter belt type deal, just to operate because I was
How
like
about this one?
hurting.
You know how my Monday went?
No clue.
I woke up at 7,
Oh yeah.
and I said no, not today. And then I woke up at 11,
Is that no? Not
and then I got up
Oh, you did get up.
and I sat on the chair, sat in my chair for about 2 hours watching TV.
I hate you.
And then I got up, I walked around for a minute, then I sat back down in my chair and continued to watch TV until about 3:30 when I went outside and started working on a garage.
I didn't go to work.
What?
No,
Why?
I couldn't walk in my own fucking house, Chuck.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't walk around my own house. I felt like dog shit.
Dude, I felt great.
I did not feel good.
I just decided, hey, I'm just going to have a nice lazy day today because I can use the added recovery.
Yeah, I thought maybe I was getting like
I could have made it to work on time.
I thought maybe I had COVID or something, but got tested. That wasn't the case. I'm pretty sure I just got sun sickness
Possible.
because I mean I was pretty sunburned. You saw too.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
my
you
back
could
of
still
my neck
tell
is
that
still hurts, stings when I touch it. Like
you could still tell you were quite red on the forehead, but it looked like it tanned up pretty decent.
yeah, it did. It did tan up really good actually. But yeah, I was hurting pretty bad, and just walking around the house. That's when I couldn't walk from my I was walking around my kitchen and I was like bent over and I had to put that belt on just to walk straight.
Oh, my.
That's how fucking jacked my back was.
So you had to call off on Monday, huh?
Yeah, I had red screen because if you have a fever at all, because I actually had like a little bit of a fever, you have to red screen at work, and then they let you know what you do. So they're like, go get tested. So when I got tested, that came back fine. By Tuesday, I felt great.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guarantee you sun sickness because I've had it before. I don't go out in the sun enough, and so when you're out there for 3 days straight,
Yeah.
not a whole lot of shade.
I'm out in the sun all the time, so
Exactly.
it
doesn't affect you the same.
just wears me out. Like the sun being out all day will
sucks you.
drain
Yeah.
me, and then after when I get home, it's like I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just done for a minute.
Yeah. But Jimmy World, I had seen them a week or two before.
Yep.
And there was no moshing. There was no, like I had said, there was singing along. There was not even crowd surfing. And this had crowd surfing. There was pits, which was hilarious, but fun. Probably some of the funnest pits.
yeah,
I had in it.
absolutely.
Like
I said, I was during
they're more dance pits, but it was still a blast. Like,
when I'm running around in that circle, I'm singing along with random people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just having a blast.
Yeah. And that's what it was funny because we all, me, you, and my brother, Nick, once again, somehow ended up in the front.
Yeah.
Again, after saying, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this.
My favorite part about Nick with that one was the fact that he literally did what you normally do to get up to where we already were.
With the crowd surfers, we were
Yeah.
helping the crowd surfers along, and then you kind of just follow the wake of the crowd surfer.
Yep.
And he got his hand, like he was like, there wasn't, I don't think it was thick enough.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough people. So
So he
the
got
crowd
stuck
surfer
with them.
kept falling, so he had to keep helping the crowd surfer, and he legitimately got all the way up to the front,
Yeah.
basically, which is hilarious because he's like, I'm probably not going to stay in the crowd the whole time. Understandably.
Yeah, but from the sounds of it after that, he loves the front.
Yeah, well, he said that the cigarette smoke was making him sick.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about this, but when you're up in the shit like that, especially at festivals with all the crowd surfing and the press, nobody's smoking up there.
Right.
'Cause there's not time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense. But yeah, meanwhile, we were just legitimately just having a ball. Like, it was funny. Like, we weren't even next to each other for the majority of that time. I see you across the pit just singing with random people. I saw Jake dancing around over there with some other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was a blast, man.
Dude, the best part was, like, every time I go into that pit, because I was in and out of it constantly, you know, just jamming.
Yeah.
Having a good old time.
Yeah.
And anytime I'm in there, somehow, some way, your brother would smoke me.
Yeah, he definitely got some revenge there, Jimmy, at the end there.
Yeah, he did.
He's a piece of shit.
He just kept hitting me. And there was one time that I saw him coming.
He keeps picking on me.
Yeah, there was one time I saw him coming. I got a good shot in and back on him.
Yeah.
But that was it. I'm standing in the middle of it, looking around, looking for him, and then just get decked out of the middle, right in the middle of my back. And I'm back in the circle. Here we go.
Yeah, for the most part, all the mosh pits, though, were like, you could stand and just enjoy the atmosphere.
Even in the middle of the mosh pit. Like,
well, it was beautiful. Like, it was like, there was, okay, like, compared to the most metal concert stuff we go to, there's way more, like, there's way more inclusive.
yeah, oh yeah.
Like, easily 50% were, like, you know, ladies in that pit. And they were just having a blast. Everyone's having fun. We're all laughing. It was a great time, you know?
There's no real, like, so normal mosh pits are they could become
aggressive.
Very
aggressive.
and painful.
Yeah.
But in a fun way. Nothing.
Yeah, it's one of those,
malicious.
you're getting some frustration out on each other in a, I guess, safe,
kind of a controlled, safe environment.
Controlled, safer environment.
Yeah, because if anybody goes down, everybody's there to pick you back up, and it's fine.
Back up, yeah.
Whereas
and if you don't, you get you're a dick and you get targeted.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then there's, you know, these circle pit things that we were doing, the dance pits, jump pits, whatever you want to call them.
Dance pits, I call them.
And you're still hitting people at a much lesser amount.
Yeah, and it's more of a fun. I don't know how to put it. You're all jumping around. You're singing together. You're bumping into each other.
Yeah.
It was a blast, dude.
Yeah.
It was a blast. You still enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the best part.
That's the best part. Because it wasn't overly aggressive, like where you're like so swept away by the chaos of the pit. Like even Bad Religion.
Oh, yeah.
I was able to immediately stop in the pit if I wanted to. Maybe not the giant circle pit.
No, not the giant. Dude, the giant circle pit was packed.
Yeah. But the little one.
Oh, yeah.
When we were in the little one, I could stop and people were bumping into me, but I was still enjoying the show.
Yeah.
So that was great to me. Now, let's get to the hard part here. I want to hear your top three in order, starting third, second, first. 2 honorable mentions to start.
For the whole day?
The whole weekend.
The whole weekend, okay. 2
Boy.
honorable mentions to start, huh?
Yep, and then third, second, first.
You've obviously already thought of yours, huh?
I have no clue, actually.
Oh, okay,
I just
okay,
kind of came up with this, and I was like, you know, we're going to do this.
I like the idea.
I'm curious where your honorable mentions are going to go to. That's just hard. I guess you should probably figure out your top three first. You want me to lead?
Yeah, I have 4 of them pegged right away, but
Oh, wow, really?
yeah.
Okay. I have way more than, do you know what I mean? Obviously, because there's a lot of good shows.
Well, I have 4 in the top 5. Good. Well, you wanted top 3 and then 2 honorable.
2 honorables, yep.
So I have 4, and then I think I got to go with that one. The hard part here is which other one's just going to be an honorable mention. Probably that one.
And then ordering them, I think that's going to be the hardest part for me.
Oh, crap. I just ruined it. I don't like this game right now, all right?
Dude, I know. I was like thinking of all the shows we saw, and I was like, this
oh,
is
my
gonna be hard.
goodness. So
Whenever I stress you out, it just makes me happy.
I'm sure of it.
I just want to let you know that.
I'm sure of it. All right. So, yeah, go ahead and go first, buddy.
No, you go. You go ahead.
Oh, you really want me to do this? All right.
Go for it.
So, honorable mentions.
What?
I think that's the only one that day. Honorable mentions will be,
Dun, dun, dun.
you know, we're going to go Lagwagon and Descendants.
Descendants and Lagwagon were your honorable mentions.
Yes.
Okay.
And
top
then
three?
number 3 is going to be Less Than Jake. Number 2, Bad Religion.
Okay.
And number 1, Jimmy Eat World.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so now mine are. Can you swipe through? Which way is it? Oh, it's on the messenger. Okay.
Yep.
So, oh my God, this is hard.
It really is.
My honorable mentions are going to be My Chem and The Descendants.
Okay.
And then it's going to go Bad Religion, the third place. Phenomenal show.
Yeah.
Lagwagon, because I did not expect I expected them to have energy. I didn't expect the crowd to match that and then take a step above that.
Yeah.
That was a fucking blast.
Oh, it really was.
They played all my favorite songs. They nailed that.
Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for more. Like, I knew almost every song they sang. Almost.
Oh, it was absolutely a blast.
Phenomenal. And I think My Chem, I did say was honorable, right?
Correct.
My Chem would have been higher on that list. Unfortunately, Riot Fest fucked that up, I think, a little bit.
Yes.
And they bottlenecked everything so bad that they had to stop after every song. Please take a step back. And
well, you saw me getting annoyed bad. And I was getting annoyed for about the first 5 times it was said, and then I just started making jokes of it because there was nothing else to do.
And you know it wasn't their fault.
No, I wasn't upset, and the performances were great.
Yeah, that's what sucked was it fucked with their flow.
Yeah, it was like every song, it stops, and it's like, oh, but they're doing so good.
Yeah, and that show being a top 5 out of all those shows we saw, still in the top 5 for me. If that hadn't been like that,
it probably would have been.
It would have been top 3 easy.
Oh yeah,
easy. Like they sounded phenomenal. Yeah. The people playing instruments, like their showmanship was phenomenal. Everything sounded great. Yeah. The only issue is Riot Fest screwing that up and messing their flow, their whole show up. And I think they might have been able to squeak a song or two in there as well. With all that time. But then my numero uno. Oh shit. God damn it, dude.
Not so easy now, is it?
No, I forgot about a band.
What band did you forget about?
No, it's one that's on your list. I'm trying now to figure out who's going to get knocked off the honorable mentions. I'm going to knock My Chem off.
All right.
I'm going to mock. Yeah.
So honorable mentions are?
Honorable mentions are Descendants. Oh, fuck. I messed up my whole list now.
So restart
One band.
Restart it. Let's see it.
I don't even know where to go now. I got 6 solid bands.
I know. You know how hard that was? Like, I'm sitting there like, I really enjoyed a lot more than the 5. But
okay, I'm gonna add to the honorable mentions. I'm gonna go. Oh boy, I hate to do this. But
now we're adding another one.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm just doing the 2.
Okay.
My Chem's dropping off the honorable mentions. They were still great. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I'm putting Bad Religion down there.
Ooh, all right.
No, I love their show.
I understand.
It was great. But just the Descendants, I think, went a little harder.
They did go pretty hard.
About it. And they also played a lot of songs that I loved.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put them up. Not Bad Religion's fault that I didn't know their stuff. It's just the way we did it with the discography. So it was a little slower. But they were still phenomenal. So honorable mentions go to Bad Religion and
The Descendants.
And then I'm going to go Jimmy Eat World.
Ooh, all right.
Third place, because the atmosphere was phenomenal. I also liked the Jim, the lead singer.
Yeah.
Preemptively was like, hey, if you're a piece of shit. And
I love that.
Like, he didn't wait for somebody to grab a woman going
He's like, I've been seeing women come over the top, crowd surfing. You guys are doing great. But if anybody
puts a hand and starts getting grabby,
I will point you out and let the rest of the crowd deal with you.
I will stop the show. I don't care if it's in the middle of a guitar solo, in the middle of a chorus. I will stop the show.
The guitar solo from, what's that? The middle.
Yeah.
He said, I don't care if it's the guitar solo in the middle. I will shut it down.
Yeah. So I like the preemptive because, I mean, that's a big issue with festivals.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, how many fights have we almost gotten into over that?
Yeah.
Show? Yeah. Pisses me off. Anyways, so I like the preemptive that didn't even wait for that to happen. He was like, hey, I'll draw this fucking line right now.
Yeah.
And did it very politely, too.
Yeah. And that was in like the 3rd song.
Yes.
Like, he didn't wait.
Atmosphere was awesome. It was just fun. It was just, they did a great job. So third place, I'm tempted to put them higher, but I'm not. I'm going to go third place with them. Lagwagon goes to number 2. Like I said, already talked about them. And then numero uno is going to be less than Jake.
Yeah.
I knew a big portion of their songs, even though I didn't realize.
Yeah, same.
And I was like, dude, they blew me away.
Yeah.
Yes, sure, it was a little pressy, but like the crowd, that is.
Oh, yeah.
But the show itself was fucking great.
Oh, their stage presence is insane. I would love to see them again and just be in the back.
Yes.
For their show, because their stage presence was nuts.
Absolutely.
I just didn't get to enjoy a lot of it because it was so chaotic in the crowd.
So chaotic. I think the one set this weekend that I can say was so chaotic that it was hard to concentrate. Like, I hear the song and I'm singing along. Yeah. But it was legitimately like...
Right around the mosh pits, that was a blast because you're able to see it. You were able to, just
it was even a little
get with
pressy
it.
There, though.
It was, but you were still able to gather it. But as soon as we got up to that front...
For me, it was like working on the railroad. You're singing and you're working.
Yeah.
I was legitimately moving people.
Yeah.
Moving bodies the whole time and singing along with whatever song was on.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get to enjoy their show. Randomly, I'd look up and be like, oh, dude, this is awesome. But they killed it, in my opinion. Every time I looked up, they were doing some wild shit on stage.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Really like that. And yeah, that's gonna be my number 1. I would love to see Bad Religion again after we get through their discography.
Oh, yeah.
Like further. And
sing along with all their songs.
Yeah, and that they, like I said, there was no issues there. That's a hard 6 to pick through because
yeah, dude. Honestly, if you really look at it, it's a hard 10.
Yeah, oh yeah, the lineup was insane.
Yeah,
all those bands that we just listed off.
Saturday was the most lackluster day there was.
Yeah, we missed the most too. Day. I think that's probably why, honestly.
Yeah. Well, after we got there, the rest of the day was kind of super chill because it was a lackluster lineup.
If you're
from that point,
if you're going through Saturday, Bad Religion's easy numero uno.
Oh yeah.
Who's your numero uno Friday? For me, it'd be Lagwagon, but
I don't remember.
That was the day
I think it was
Descendants went ham. Descendants went ham, dude.
I really think it was Descendants that day.
That was crazy. And then Sunday, that's Less Than Jake for me. And then Jimmy World's up there.
Jimmy World for me, and Less Than Jake's up there.
The ordering part's what makes it hard.
Yeah. My thing with Jimmy World is I had so much fun for the entirety of the Jimmy World show. So fun. Like, that entire show was just a blast.
The atmosphere and the band sounding phenomenal.
Right.
And just having a good stage presence was enough.
And I think with Less Than Jake, the only thing that knocked Less Than Jake down that little peg
too chaotic with
was
the press.
there was too much going on.
Yeah.
In the crowd. It wasn't even the band.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There was 0 disappointments though.
No, I wasn't disappointed.
I don't think there's
much.
one band that I was like excited to see and I saw them and they sucked.
No.
There was a couple random bands that we saw them. We're like, they're all right.
Yeah.
But it wasn't anything.
And honestly, that Joey Valence and Brae was...
I'm glad we saw them. They were a blast.
That one right there, that's one of them that made it really hard to make a decision.
Yeah, because Sunday in general was
the
packed.
5 because they were a blast. Bombpops was a blast.
I really enjoyed the Bombpops show.
I really did too. Even Weathers was really fun, even though we were just sitting on a hill.
Just chilling.
It was a blast. I mean, you got those bands. LS Dunes was fun.
LS Dunes was fun. That was the first show they ever played to. Lagwagon was a blast.
Yeah.
Descendants.
Yep.
Yeah. My Chem was good besides the, what we just talked about.
Alkaline Trio seemed to do pretty well over there.
Yeah, they sounded good. It just, like I said, I don't know exactly how I feel about them yet.
Yeah.
Touring guys. And then Saturday, I think... damn, that's so hard to line up. That's where it gets hard. You could say, these top 6.
Bridge City Centers really played really well. That was
too,
awesome. I mean, I don't know that I would listen to their music casually.
Yeah.
But they were definitely a lot of fun. Their stage presence is unreal.
Yeah.
You got Youngblood. Youngblood was crazy. I enjoyed that a lot. Yes. They entered just that sheer energy on stage. Again.
Just picking 5 at the top and not even ordering them is hard. But then you got to order it.
And then Gwar, I love their stage presence. Again, more stage presence. And then Yellowcard was really solid.
Yeah.
I mean, Yellowcard didn't have a lot of movement going on stage, but just the way the crowd reacted and the fact that everybody's singing along and just
Makes
in
it fun,
the music
makes it fun.
just made up for all that. And they had the 90s background to them too.
Yeah.
And then the way they talked in between songs, just the things that were said, the way they kept you engaged was great there too.
Yeah. I know one thing people worried about with us seeing some of these punk bands at a festival
Yeah.
was that it's not a like club and a more personal thing, but actually I enjoy seeing the band the first time at a festival. And this one specifically was awesome because of all the 90s bands that were already there.
Yeah.
Everyone was hyped to see them. And everyone's singing along. Everyone's, just having a fucking blast. And honestly, lately, I feel like I enjoy festivals more in that regards, the actual show itself, because every time I've gone to I go like, for example, I saw Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
And I'm next to a group of people on my left that are talking through the whole fucking set, just chatting about stupid shit. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch the show. And then on the other side, I had two girls that were like going through their Instagram and like the light was like to the maximum brightness. And they were talking about their haircuts they're going to have. And I'm like, guys, what the fuck? It's like me being in a movie theater. Mm-hmm. Shut the fuck up and watch the movie. If you're here for the show, watch the show. If not, go out there and hang out.
I think that's the big thing in those more intimate settings.
Yeah.
Is you're there and the band has to put on a performance. It's more than just the music and the little bit of crowd interaction with the festival style.
Yeah.
It's all the music. It's the interaction. It's the way they portray. It's just the entire show. It's more if I want to go see an intimate setting, I want more of that Gwar feel. More of that Jimmy Eat World. I mean, not, I meant
Less Than Jake.
Less Than Jake feel, because they have that stage presence.
No, and that's not even what I'm saying. I guess it's the crowd at a festival is less distracting.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, and I think maybe it's louder in some cases.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of that.
But like, my experience is getting ruined by people next to me at a private setting.
Yeah,
is a higher chance. Whereas a festival,
I mean, I've seen some experiences get ruined for you
at festivals.
Festivals,
yeah.
Like people walking out, running right into your back.
That was funny. That was funny as shit.
Or like the guy next to me keeps like slapping me in the face.
Sure, but what happens is normally they piss off enough people because they're drunk as shit.
They get sent out.
They get crowd surfed out.
Yep.
And you gang up and you're like, listen, you either settle down.
Oh, that's like
out.
that last show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know. I guess it's all just opinion, really.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I would love to see, for example, Bad Religion or
but I think
Lagwagon in a private, like more personal setting. That'd be sweet. But
I think that
more of their music.
Yeah, I think that more personal setting, you don't get the crowd surfed out because it's usually smaller.
I think, like you said, I guess it does solely rely on the band doing more work than because you
have to keep everybody intrigued.
Yeah, your audience is not going to. But what sucks is you think that there'd be more people there at a private setting than there would be
more intrigued because
the last couple
they paid for the tickets to go to that show.
The last couple times, where festivals, you're like, you might get random people that are just curious. But the last couple times I've been to private shows, I was like, or not private shows, but
Yeah.
But I guess it's just what's been the last couple times I've been having some bad luck. But all right, guys. Well, that was day 1 and 2 of Riot Fest.
That was day 2 and 3 of Riot Fest.
2 and 3 of Riot Fest. My brain's still not working properly. My back and
if
my
this
brain.
was 2 boys, 1 brain cell, I'd have the brain cell right now. That's all I know, bud.
But you don't. I do.
The one time he's holding it.
Get some of that. Peace out.
Peace out, guys.